In heat of the election and the abortion controversy, I feel it's important to share my adoption story. So 8 years ago, I found out that I was pregnant, and I was terrified. I knew the moment that I took the pregnancy test that I was going to place my baby up for adoption, because the previous year was very traumatic and a lot of destruction was caused, and I was in no way, shape, or form mentally capable of caring for a newborn baby. And thankfully, a beautiful couple was brought into my life, and I was able to provide an answer to their prayers. I grew a little life inside of me for 9 months. It felt like eternity. I felt kicks, and I often wondered what kind of life this child was going to have. I was nervous and scared. What's going to happen? Can I do this? But on delivery day, I was able to birth a beautiful baby girl into the world. She was perfect in every way. Present at her birth was her mother and a mutual friend of mine, Helen, or a mutual friend of ours, Helen. And Helen has actually become like a mother figure in my life, which is very special. And it's just amazing how God works and brings things together. Well, I gave this tiny human over to a couple who struggled to have one of their own. I blessed their life, and that felt good. But I still had to walk out of that hospital as a mother without her child. It wasn't easy, and it was embarrassing. What do I tell people? What will they think? Will they judge me? I had to put all these thoughts aside and focus on the fact that I gave my daughter the best life. I chose to provide a better way for her. I chose to give her to the most loving family. I chose to give her life. And to be honest, I had and I continue to have God's peace, which transcends all understanding about my decision. The thought of the alternative breaks my heart. Whether I gave my daughter up for adoption or whether I silenced her life with abortion, the fact would and still remains the same. She made me a mother. She was created in God's image, and He had already set out the plans for her life. My heart goes out to women who have had an abortion. If you are struggling with your decision, know that God forgives you and He loves you. Give it over to Him and walk freely in His forgiveness. To anyone who finds themselves in a crisis pregnancy, there are resources available to you, and many families who would love for you to bless their life with a child. You will feel many emotions during the adoption process, but in the end, you will walk away knowing you did the right thing. You'll never have to question, what if? Where would they be? What would they look like? Be strong and know things will end up okay if you are considering adoption. You may have friends, parents, the father of the baby telling you it's not worth it, but let me tell you, in my case, it has been worth it. My life has drastically changed for the better because of my obedience to God and placing her up for adoption, and she has an amazing life. She has amazing parents, and I just love to watch her grow up through them. I get to see her every 3 months, and it really is a beautiful story. She not only was a miracle to them, but she's been a miracle to me as well, because she gave me life again. My life was in such destruction that I had to start focusing on her instead of inwardly on myself. And so since then, my life has changed. And it's changed so much since that time. I've met the man of my dreams. We've got 2 more beautiful children. My son has a big house to play in. I have 2 beautiful stepdaughters. Life isn't perfect. Whose life is ever perfect? But God really has blessed me. Well, I wasn't planning on including any of my political views in regards to abortion. However, the other day I randomly opened up the Bible, and I was in complete awe of what I opened it to. And it was Psalms 94:20-21 in the New Century Version, and it says, "Crooked leaders cannot be your friends. They use the law to cause suffering. They join forces against people who do right and sentence to death the innocent." What could possibly be more innocent than an unborn baby or fetus? And who could possibly be more crooked than Hillary? In closing, the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy, but God comes to give life, and life abundantly. Many Americans are blinded by the truth and blinded by the evil of abortions. I feel abortion has the same intended outcome as did the sacrifice of a child at the altar of Moloch back in the Old Testament under Baal. My personal belief is Hillary is still working under the ancient Babylonian system to bring in the New World Order. I feel women are being deceived by the empowerment to control their own bodies, when in fact they're being sucked into the corrupt Babylonian system where their babies are being murdered for satanical satisfaction or satanic satisfaction to be used in medical experimentation or whatever else. In short, if Hillary, who encourages as to what I see as parallel to satanical ritual abuse through third trimester abortions, becomes the first female president of the United States of America, it's only a matter of time before we, as Americans, can slowly expect to lose all of our freedom. Well, I just thank anyone that has listened to this, and if anyone has any questions, if there's anyone that is pregnant and maybe considering an adoption, you can always send me a message, and I would love to talk to you.